And you know what? I wasn't here on Friday, as you guys well know. My daughter broke down and I left. So I was just listening to the show just like you guys were. And one of the guys that called in said, hey, Mayor, you're laying off, you're cutting staffing on firefighters and you're taking trucks out of service, while at the same time you have a legal aid department and you're running a Festival of the Lakes. Why don't you look at those and some other areas before you start going after the fire department? What do you guys have to say to that?
Well, that's the mayor's deal. I mean, when it comes to those issues, and that's one of our reasons to say, is this the right priority? Do you think that you should cut here before you look at other avenues? And we're not saying any jobs. I mean, I don't know if that's possible or not, but we tried to talk to administration and saying, isn't there anything else that we can come up with before you allow this public safety cut to happen? And that's, the mayor had said, that comes out of gaming revenue, that doesn't come out of, the budget. So, I mean, that's his choice. But, I want to give you a quick scenario, and then I'll let Mike talk, because I hate, yesterday, we had a fire right on Chicago and Calumet Avenue, right behind the Speedway. And there was 2 engines and I think a truck company there. A truck from North Hammond had to come in and fill in at 4949 Calumet, where the old truck was, why this fire was going on. So that left from Chicago Avenue to the lakefront, and from State Line to East Chicago. That's a pretty big area. I couldn't tell you exactly how many square miles that is, with 3 firefighters. 3 firefighters for that whole area, because we had a garage fire. Now, what does that tell you? I want to make sure something's clear, because you know what? Some people call us and tell us, we need to educate the public a little more. Every firefighter is an EMT also, emergency medical technician. The engine companies go on ambulance calls to assist in breathing problems, bleeding, anything that's, pretty much life-threatening or anything else. So if the ambulance that is stationed there at Wolf Lake went on a call, that engine company, more than likely, 9 out of 10 times would go with the ambulance to assist them in any kind of call. So if that would have happened while that fire was going on, there is nobody, not one piece of apparatus, a fire truck or engine, I keep saying that, I'm sorry, that would have been available at that time for a fire, other than pulling it from another part of the city. But if there was a train there at Chicago Avenue, who knows how long that would have been before somebody could have got over there to the north side. What if it was in the Water Gardens? What if it was in North Hammond?
Casino boat.
Casino boat. Then what?
All right, let's get down to the brass tacks here. Do you feel that the mayor's moves have threatened the safety of Hammond residents?
I don't think it was intentional. I just think it wasn't thought out. This, like I said, this 1.2 million that we spent on overtime, it just didn't happen between October and December. They knew this. Why didn't we start thinking about this in September? I mean, why didn't we sit down and say, guys, we can't afford to do this anymore? All of a sudden, I mean, why wasn't this done last year? If they knew that this was costing, why didn't this happen last year?
Okay, I'm going to pin you down for an answer on that question, okay? Do you think that the mayor's moves have left the residents of Hammond less safe?
Yes.
Mike Hall?
100% yes.
Okay, let's move to the phone calls. 219-845-1100. Let's go to George on line 2. George, what's up?
Hi. I've been following this debate with the firemen, and if there were fires every day at every station, I could see their point. But it's not like the incidents of fire are as much as, say, the incidents of crime. And I find that the firemen, in my opinion, seek exemption from the new call for efficiency and the tax cuts, yada yada yada. And it's like, whoa, we're special, And then I feel they do fearmonger us. Now that's just how I feel, because again, this 1.2 million split amongst 154, some people tell me even less. Less firefighters are split up 1.2 million annually. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
All right, George, let's leave it
Thank
right
you.
there. All right, Ed Lomeli and Mike Hall of the Firefighters Union.
I think George is a smart guy. I've listened to George, and he's a pretty smart guy, and that's his opinion. If he thinks that that we created this. We didn't. We are down, and people say we have to take cuts. We've taken cuts. 25 guys, 25 frontline firefighters are off the books. So, it's not like we haven't taken any cuts yet. People think that, why shouldn't the fire department be affected? We are affected. 25 guys is a big effect on us. And that's what people don't understand.